In late September 2025, Spain was battered by a relentless and catastrophic weather onslaught, unleashing one of the most destructive storms in a decade. For 4 harrowing days, torrential rains pummeled 3 major regions: Valencia on the east coast, Zaragoza in the north-central heartland, and the sun-soaked island of Ibiza in the Balearic archipelago. Despite their diverse landscapes, these regions were united in chaos. Widespread flooding, shattered infrastructure, paralyzed communities, and deep emotional scars. In Valencia, the deluge began on the morning of September 27th, unrelenting until the night of September 30th. Over 300 liters of rain per square meter overwhelmed the city, causing the Turia River to burst its banks and surge through the historic and business districts. Main arteries like Avenida del Puerto, Gran Via Marqués del Turia, and Paseo de la Alameda transformed into raging rivers of muddy water, swallowing cars, wrecking shops, and flooding homes. The city's outdated drainage system buckled under the monstrous volume of water, leaving densely packed neighborhoods like Ruzafa, Benimaclet, and Campanar submerged in chaos. The Valencian government scrambled, declaring a state of emergency. Schools, universities, and public facilities shut down for 2 days. Public transport ground to a halt, with metro and bus lines drowned by the floods. Hospitals like Hospital La Fe and Hospital Clínico Universitario were inundated with patients suffering from injuries, hypothermia, and panic attacks. Rescue teams battled around the clock, evacuating vulnerable elderly residents and children from buildings teetering on the edge of collapse. In the El Carmen district, several neglected aging structures crumbled under the water's weight, forcing frantic evacuations. In Zaragoza, the floods struck from a different angle. Heavy rains in the Pyrenees swelled the Ebro River, sending it roaring toward the city center. Neighborhoods like Actor, Delicias, and San Jose were engulfed in knee to waist-deep water. The Zaragoza Delicias train station shut down as floodwaters invaded waiting areas and tracks, stranding thousands of passengers as long-distance trains were canceled. The Aragonese government deployed over 500 military personnel to aid in evacuations, distribute food, and clear debris. Hospitals like Miguel Servet and Quirón Salud faced temporary power outages, forcing patient transfers to other facilities. On the idyllic island of Ibiza, the floods caught tourists off guard, shattering the late summer revelry. Unprecedented rainfall swamped popular spots like Sant Antoni, Santa Eulalia, and Ibiza Town. The airport ground to a halt for 6 hours as runways turned into lakes. Coastal hotels suffered severe damage to electrical and sanitation systems, and foreign tourists from the UK, Germany, and the Netherlands were herded into emergency shelters set up by the Balearic regional government. While no lives were lost, the tourism sector reeled, with losses estimated in the millions of euros. Small business owners voiced their fury at the government's sluggish response and lack of immediate aid. Across these regions, the floods left a staggering toll: over 20,000 people directly impacted, 3,000 homes reduced to ruins, and another 12,000 severely damaged. The Spanish government rolled out a $150 million emergency aid package to rebuild infrastructure, provide social support, and overhaul drainage systems. The Prime Minister delivered a sobering warning. These floods are not a distant threat, but a stark reality of climate change, demanding urgent action to bolster disaster defenses. Meteorologists pointed to a perfect storm of conditions. Scorching. Mediterranean sea surface temperatures and a stalled low-pressure system over the Iberian Peninsula created a saturated atmosphere that unleashed torrents of rain. Experts from the Agencia Estatal de Meteorología warned that these extreme rainfall events are becoming more frequent in the Mediterranean due to global warming, with irregular patterns and intensified storms reshaping Spain's climate, particularly in northwestern regions like Galicia. As the remnants of Hurricane Gabrielle loomed, The National Meteorological Agency issued urgent warnings of more heavy rain, fierce winds, and plummeting temperatures. In France, meteorologists predicted Gabrielle's warm, humid air would disrupt the early autumn chill by the weekend. In the Balearic Islands, including Majorca, Gabrielle's tail brought torrential rain and hail, causing localized flooding and snarling traffic. Highways like the Inca motorway became impassable, with drivers seeking refuge under bridges amid poor visibility and standing water. Gabrielle itself is a chilling symbol of a new era of tropical storms, fueled by climate change. Its rapid intensification, sprawling path, and ability to maintain strength across high latitudes defy traditional forecasting models. Scientists emphasized that soaring sea temperatures and water vapor-heavy atmospheres are supercharging storms like Gabrielle, making them harder to predict and more destructive. While it claimed no lives, Gabrielle's reach across Western Europe and the Mediterranean underscores the need for expanded transcontinental monitoring and stronger coordination between Atlantic and European meteorological agencies. The long-term fallout from these floods will ripple through Spain's economy, society, and urban landscapes. In Valencia, plans to fortify the Turia River are being fast-tracked, strengthening dikes, expanding green zones to absorb water, and building a modern, adaptive drainage system. In Zaragoza, officials are weighing relocating public facilities from flood-prone zones and enhancing river monitoring. In Ibiza, the tourism industry is launching a climate risk audit, with major hotels planning independent drainage systems and structural upgrades to withstand future storms. The human toll is heart-wrenching. In Valencia, Maria Gonzalez stood amidst the wreckage of her family's home, a 3-generation legacy now reduced to rubble. "We knew the river could overflow, but we never imagined losing everything overnight," she said, her voice breaking. In Zaragoza, teacher Javier Munoz surveyed his submerged school, where books, computers, and lab equipment were destroyed. "We just got renovation funds and now it's all gone. Our children have no classrooms," he lamented. In Ibiza, restaurateur Lucia Farah vented her frustration. "We lost food, equipment, and customers, but no one came to help, just a form and a promise to wait." The floods of September 2025 were more than a natural disaster. They exposed the deadly interplay of rapid urbanization, failing drainage systems, and a warming planet. Yet, in their wake lies a chance for transformation, to build resilient cities, united communities, and sustainable policies. Spain stands at a crossroads. Cling to a fragile past or forge a future grounded in science, compassion, and strength. These floods are a clarion call. The question is whether we'll rise to answer it.